or the Tonga is TO, is the Tonga kingdom, which stretches right down Tuba up to Limpopo. Those are the Tongas. Others call them Tsongas. It's the very same one. And the Tsongas are having, Amatonga's language, we are having our own language, which is still taught Northern Natal, Northern KZN. Isafundiswa namanje it came back as yafundiswa before. Ushuthi nje ngesithonga ngithi ukuphatha, it was both. It's both female and male. It does not discriminate. Amakhosazana aphatha. Athola ke iphakelo lengwenya. Athola iphakelo lengwenya. Okusho ukuthi ngesithonga I want to make it very much asinazi induna sinamakhosana namakhosazana. We don't have induna. We don't. Sinamakhosana namakhosazana. Uma kungahle kube kuthiwa kunenduna khonto engahambi kahle. So they cannot call themselves Tsonga and they side Shangan. No, they can't call themselves like that. Cela nje ukuthi uhlanganweni kahle sibe isizwe kahle sinye sibumbane because Tongaland has never been under KwaZulu. Natal has never been under KwaZulu. We have been just separate from KwaZulu since ever. We have never been under KwaZulu. Not us alone. Other ethnic groups as well.
Yes.
Here is Tongaland.
Tongaland.
Yes, KwaZulu.
Yes.
Separately, because it means the British took KwaZulu, yes, and they took Tongaland. And not that we are not joined. Tonga. That is the twin brother of, that was a twin. There was a Tembe and there was Mswati. The name Mswati, it's a Tonga name, which means cut on the face, whereby the twins were so identical in such a manner that one twin needed to be cut on the face to show the difference. Oh. Then in Sitong we said Answati, Amatonga. So you cannot along the way you change to be Tongas. They change because they want to change because they're living with the Tongas. They speak our language. The food which they're eating Tonga food. It's settled at Kosi Bay kingship. But other records will state that before 1100, the Tsonga people were already in the country as they've left. They've actually first crossed, which is true because some of the books which have gone, they say the Tsongas is the only indigenous ethnic group which can be equivalent to the Khoisan. So as the Tsongas, luckily, I've got it here. The Khoisan are having their own map. We are also having our own map.
Mashiani Politically Incorrect. We are in the podcast that we've always crossed our fingers for. We've got a special guest today. I'm not going to do the introductions. I'm going to let our Honorable King Bayethe to introduce himself. There's a particular important history of our country that we always miss, and I'm hoping today is that opportunity that we are going to get that those lessons. Bayethe ninjani?
Siyaphila kakhulu.
No, siyabonga.
Yes.
Bengicela nje ukuthi before uzophenya la phethe amaphepha uchazela ukuthi ngabe uBayethe ubani and qhamukaphi velaphi yakho and yabantu bakini.
Bayethe.
Bayethe.
Avusheni minjani?
Ngipfukile.
Yes. Ngizobonga kakhulu ukuthola lethuba lokuba ngibe lapha ku studio ngizokwazi ukuthi ngicacise kabanzi ngesizwe samaTonga, ikakhulukazi ngizoconcentrate kakhulu kwisina Tembe House of Ingolanyama Kosi Bay Nkovukeni Royal Crawl. Igama lami nguSipho Venanzio wakwaTembe. Ngizalwa nguAlbert Tembe uMabole Nkovukeni Royal Crawl Kosi Bay Tongaland Northern Natal, lamuhla ebizwa ngokuthi uMkhanyakude district. Ngingakachazi ngami kakhulu, ngizocela nje ubeka ukuthi ngizokhuluma ikakhulukazi ngeNorthern Natal, Tongaland. Tongaland Transvaal angizukuyithinta kakhulu, siyothola elinye ithuba. Njengoba igama sengilibekile ukuthi ngizalwa ubani ubaba, kusho ukuthi ingwenyama uMabole uNgolanyama uzaleka eNkovukeni, nami lapha ngizalwa khona esigodlweni eKosi Bay eTongaland. Okusho ukuthi njengoba ezalwa eNkovukeni sinengwenyama esilandelayo, okusho ukuthi bekhona eNkovukeni nalapha zatshalelwa khona eNkovukeni iminyaka more than 1000 years ago. Engingakusho kakhulu ukuthi ingwenyama lezo zaseKosi Bay ngizoyiqala phansi ngize ngifike phezulu engwenyameni yokugcina. Mhlawumbe engingakusho ukuthi ubungwenyama obubizwa kuthiwa ungwelanyama, ungolanyama kusho ukuthi ungwenyama. Ingwenyama ke Amatongan or the Tsonga people inye eyaseNkovukeni, akusibo bonke abangongwelanyama. Uma ngiqala noma ke ngiqala phansi khona uBayethe okuSipho Venanzio okuyena ukhuluma sestudio okwamanje. Emva phambi kwami kube khona ingwenyama uMabole Albert Vusmos Albert Tembe. Phambi kwengwenyama uMabole kube khona ingwenyama uWakeni wesibili ongumkhulu kimi. Olandelayo okhokho kube ingwenyama uMabhaqeni owaziwayo naye kakhulu eTongaland. Elandelayo kuba ingwenyama uMbangambi. Elandelayo kube ingwenyama uMangozelwana ukuya phezulu njalo noma ngithe ngiqala phansi ngiyaphezulu. Elandelayo kube ingwenyama uWakeni oqala. Elandelayo kube ingwenyama Bhukude abayembambuzwa uBhukutshe umnofelaphi wesibili. Elandelayo ingwenyama kuya phezulu kube ingwenyama uMabhayi. Olandela phezulu uMabhayi ingwenyama uBhukutshe oqala. Elandelayo kuya phezulu ingwenyama uBongwane. Elandelayo kuya phezulu ingwenyama uMayeti noma uMayeta. Elandelayo kwaba ingwenyama uMohali noma uMagali, okuyona owabranch waba yindlu nkulu ngesikhathi abanye bephuma. Abanye bambisa kithi-ke uMagala, kuseyigama elilodwa. Olandelayo kwaba ingwenyama uShilamboya. Olandelayo kwaba ingwenyama Ludahumba. Olandelayo kuya phezulu kwaba ingwenyama uBhukude. Ushikuke, not Bhukude, uShikuke. Olandelayo kwaba ingwenyama uTembe. Usho ukuthi la kuqala khona ingwenyama uTembe. Ingwenyama uTembe-ke wayeyiwele noDlamini. uDlamini lamhla lesithi seSwaziland. He was a twin brother to Dlamini. And olandelayo kuyaphezulu kwaba nomthonga wesibili. Olandelayo kuyaphezulu kwaba khona ngwenyama. Olandelayo kwaba khona ngwenyama uBayethe. Njengoba ngikhona usho ukuthi uBayethe wesibili. Olandelayo kwaba ingwenyama uAshiyasha. Olandelayo kwaba ingwenyama umthonga wokuqala. That was before 1400. That was before 1250. So izona ngwenyama-ke esinazo engilandelayo ukuya phezulu. Zonke le ngwenyama-ke zitshalwe eKosi Bay, eNkovukeni, emahlandleni endawo amathathu. Sayidini lawo mama ngizalwa kweUzanyana, ozalwa endlunkulu yakwaZulu kwaNongoma, obe u-Antwesilo esabuzayo endlini yakwaMnqundana, isigodlo esikhona kwaDlamahlahla. Okusho ukuthi-ke yilona sayidi lami lawo mama engizalwa kulo. Indla kwaZulu inkulu bayangazi kakhulu. Ngihlale ngikhona kwaNongoma. Abakwazi nokuthi bengilande bazongithula ukuthi lena umngwenyama bamaTonga busenkovukeni ngo 2024. Iyona cele ke labo mama engizaleka kulo. Mhlawumbe engaqhubekela kuwo ke mhlawumbe njengoba sikhuluma ngengwenyama ukuthi uTembe uMagali wengwenyama wayebusa maphi amakhosi, maphi amakhosi mhlawumbe akhona Tongaland. Ngingaka wagaguli amakhosi ngithanda nje ukuveza nansi imap. Imap is taken from the books which we learned about ey'koleni eyenza umahluko phakathi kweTongaland kanye neMaputa. iMaputa iseMozambique, ayikho eSouth Africa. Ubukhosi bamaPutu buseMozambique as the map shows. Kodwa ubukhosi noma izwe sithi Tongaland iyona ese-South Africa, which covers Tongaland Northern Natal and Tongaland Transvaal, which was colonized by Britain. Okusho ukuthi okuyi-proof yalokho ukuthi abasebuthonga lesithi Tongaland South Africa only speaks about iTongaland, then nendlunkulu yakhona namakhosi. Kusho ukuthi uma uyingwenyama uba namakhosi owasuke owabuza, akubi ngamakhosi angekho bese ukuthiwa uyingwenyama. Amakhosi eTongaland akhona nalamuhla angavuma yilawo athathwa ngamaNgisi ngo-1897 during the final annexation of Tongaland. The final annexation of Tongaland yathatha amakhosi yaye wafaka ePietermaritzburg, that is Natal, yabuswa ngaphansi kwamangisi iTongaland yase liqhubeka igama elithi Natal, which started almost in 1400. Bagcina amangisi ayithathile neTongaland Transvaal saba ngaphansi kwamangisi. Ukundlula lapho mhlawumbe engakusho ngokuthatheka ke kweTongaland, which formed what is called Tongaland Northern Natal and Tongaland Transvaal, which was proclaimed as a British protectorate. Le British protectorate iya assista ngokuthi because of a protection, then the territory of Tongaland, both Transvaal as well as Natal, yasala i-guarantee yokuthi i-kingdom will be preserved, ne lineage neTonga sina lineage will be preserved. Preserved kanjalo. As we speak, that land, it has been under Natal until 1961, whereby Tongaland was given self-independence. That self-independence was not taken because wayengekho umuntu owayefundile kangako eNatal ngesikhathi amangisi asephuma. Then for 1961 to 1971, Tongaland was not governed by any government besides to govern itself, because Tongaland was a state on its own when Natal annexed, colonized and annexed Britain and annexed Tongaland. To such an extent, Tongaland, it was where it got its political map. A political map and a physical map proves that that country has been a state on its own. So after being placed under Natal, it was no longer a state, it was a protectorate. Then during 1971, Tongaland ingenali office, of which the office of Tongaland was closed in 1897, self-administration of Tongaland, when it was placed under Natal. And the office was closed down by Saxon, asibangisisa banalo lokuyiphatha as a state. So ngesikhathi ke 1971 yabe se iplacewa under Zululand administration. It was not put under KwaZulu as a country, but only under administration, of which Tongaland was still reporting direct to Pretoria. Zonke izinto besifuna besiya direct ePretoria siwazi ukuthi zitholakala. And proof to that, Tongaland did not lose SAPS. We did not lose SAPS. We had an SAPS from Tuba up to Kosi Bay, right up to Lebombo. We did not lose it. So ngalondlela, because we made a formal request from the national government that Tongaland should remain SAPS injalo until 1994, 27 April 1994, when Tongaland was again placed under KZN, that is KwaZulu and Natal province. There were actually talks whereby it was to be placed, although the senior house was not actually involved, but it was only the government. Ukuthi, there should be no country within the Republic of South Africa which is not governed. So it's just been governed like that. Then it means, as we are now under KZN as a separate country, because Tongaland is not the only country in KZN. There are also kings who are under Natal, whereby they've got their land in Natal. Engingakusho kakhulu ukuthi when we speak about Tongaland, it should be clear that it's only referred to the owners of Tongaland in South Africa. It's not being referred to other ethnic groups, whereby it means Maputa land will only speak about Maputa land, not Tongaland in South Africa, as two separate countries. And we show so clearly on the map, ukuthi here is Maputa land, here is Tongaland. Imfihlweni is in Mozambique, is not in Tongaland. In South Africa, angeke ngikhulume lokho okwamanje banzi ngakho. Izodinga ukuthi ngithole usuku futhi ngizokwazi ukucacisa kahle, because today is just an introductory. Kule map sinamakhosi aseTongaland esikhombisa ukuthi iTongaland Northern Natal sayibusa nobani. Lawo makhosi ebekade ngamakhosi since 1400s. Those were the old Tonga chiefs which were in Tongaland before the Maputos left Mozambique. They jumped into South Africa. Kunamakhosi, amakhosi afana noManaba. Umanaba is here, is documented, is one of amakhosi akhona, that is 1800. Abengakafiki abanye. Sinamakhosi ofanana noNcamane. uNcamane is one of the chiefs akhona eTongaland. Sinenkosi uSibonda, sinenkosi uSambane, sinenkosi uMathenjwa emanyiseni uManyisa, sinenkosi uMngomezulu, sinenkosi uMyeni, sinenkosi uGumede, one of the oldest chiefs in Tongaland, inkosi uGumede uMashabane, which means ukwesaba in isiTonga language. Amakhosi kaGumede, amakhosi asebuthonga asaza abamathathu noSiqakatha nabanye abakhona. Sinenkosi uNxumalo, ukuze kuyoshaya inkosini umtubatuba esimazi ngokuthi uMaluleka, uyena Maluleka esimaziyo okhona, nokuba ke sebaplacewa under Natal administration. Map which proves that is the political map of Tongaland, which proves the boundary of Tongaland within Northern Natal. This is a political map, of which when you speak of a political map, Tongaland is the only country which were annexed, colonized, annexed by Britain, protected by Britain, which is having a political map. We are the only kingship or kingdom, which is the Tonga kingdom. It's the Tonga kingdom, or the Tonga is T-O, is the Tonga kingdom, which stretches right down Tuba up to Limpopo. Those are the Tongas. Others call them Tsongas. It's the very same one. And the Tsongas are having, Amatonga's language, we are having our own language, which is still taught Northern Natal, Northern KZN. Isafundiswa namanje, it came back as yafundiswa before. It's developing very much well. In Mpumalanga, is being taught since ever. Limpopo is being taught and spoken all over. Actually, when you speak about the Tsongas, you are speaking about the biggest ethnic group in the Republic. It's the biggest ethnic group in the Republic. Ngani na ngeyibongo. What determines you to be a certain nationality group? Ibongo. Ibongo of which thina Amatonga sinebongo as almost 900 to 1,000 surnames. Asikho esinye isizwe South Africa has now almost 1,000 surnames, which we have already picked. Sayibuyise nomnjalo. Abanye ke asifanele sikwenze much better clarity. Because of this annexation and the destruction of the Tonga kingdom, it has not been destructed. It's just that Amangis ayedla Tongaland because it's the biggest and it's having more minerals. That was their main aim, which are still being extracted without our consent. Kungakho ke okwadala ukuthi abanye bagcine sebeyibiza ngezinye izizwe. Lamuhla ngizocela ukuthi sonke isizwe samaTonga, which is the Tsonga people, should know that the kingships in the house of Nkovuken is still alive, is still there. It has been fighting. It did not stop fighting. It has been fighting since ever, provincially and national. Asikaze sastopha. And I would like to inform Amatonga, we did go to the Supreme High Court in Pretoria. That was before 1994. We won the case. And we did go to Pietermaritzburg. Again, we won the case of the Tsongas to be existent, which was led by the McCarthy advocates in Randburg. And also we have made use of Uzias, who was in Durban, advocate Zias in Tembe. We've got documents. We do have proofs to have been running before 1994. Kukichinywa kumameli ne evidence. We have claimed Tongaland before 1994. It has been there. 1982 we did claim it. 1984 we did claim, and we were successful in it. The previous government did give us a homeland, which was the last to be received. Unfortunately, it was disturbed by ukuzophuma kwadada. Lapho wacela ukuthi uzocela sike sithi kuma. And actually, that clarification is needed because others, they might want to know what disturbed the homeland. So the land, which is called Tongaland, it is the homeland of all the Tsongas. That is Northern Natal, Tongaland, Transvaal, Tongaland. Okushuti Amatonga, when you speak about the Tsonga people, they were the first to arrive from the east, according to what is documented. As we were the first to cross the Zambezi, according to the documents. Then we moved to the east, of which abanye bangathanda ukwazi ukuthi Tongaland kusho ukuthini. We Tongaland, so simply saying, it's a ruled nation. It's a ruled nation, a nation with a leader. That is a Tonga or a Tsonga. Yes, we were mostly on the east, but the half of it. That means the half of South Africa belongs to the Tongas according to our maps, which I'm not going to show, but here they are. I've got it. Of which I want to make it so clear that Tongaland, it has been divided into 6 provinces. We did make a credit of it. I'm not going to talk about that much because we are still in the process. We are still in the process. More about Tongaland is that the chiefs which were there bangamakhosi which forms Tongaland, nesizwe samaTonga sisonke, yibo abanelungelo lokukhuluma ngeTongaland, hayi omunye umuntu. Engakusho angeke ngiyeke ukubonga, to say thank you to those who have been talking about Tongaland. That shows the existence of Tongaland in all aspects. Engakusho nje ngathi, I hereby thank all those who have dedicated themselves in giving the best shot in Tongaland history, both Tongaland Natal and Tongaland Transvaal. As a senior Tonga Kingship Royal House of King Magali, Tembe at Nkovgeni, first Kingship, Tonga Kingship Royal Crown Palace, where all it started in South Africa. Uma sikhuluma ngobukhosi bama Tonga, it was all where it started in Nkovgeni. It was all where it started, then they spread. Ngoma, though the Tongas in Mozambique are still the very same, not in Mozambique, the Tongas in Limpopo, in Mpumalanga, are still the very same Tongas in northern Natal. And the kids from Kovugeni, ngabantwana bamagali, ngabantwana abaqhamuka kuzo zonke lengwenyama njengoba ngibala, because i-recording will state 6 January 1498 as settled at Kosi Bay Kingship, but other records will state that before 1100, the Tsonga people were already in the country, as they've left. They've actually first crossed, which is true because some of the books which have gone, they say the Tsongas is the only indigenous ethnic group which can be equivalent to the Khoisan. So as the Tsongas, luckily, I've got it here. The Khoisan are having their own map. We are also having our own map. So we are proud that the map which I'm having is what have been taught at schools. Akekho ongakaze afunde ngamaTonga kuphi South Africa, if ever ufunde South Africa. Esingakusho ke sithi we are very much proud that incwadi zisekhona. People, they can still check incwadi efundwe ngobaba bazo omkhulu babo, those who are still young, the youth. What I'm saying, are they not going to get it? Ngaphandle kulaba asebayilahlile incwadi. And we are aware, because some of the students who are now doctors, who are now professors, bayithathe kimi information whereby they've been using ema-universities ibingasatholakali kalula, nasey'koleni ezifuna ngawo le ncwadi beyikoleka beyishiswa, but luckily we had information, so they worked very hard ukuthi beze bazoyithatha, and they've passed. Then esingakusho kakhulu ukuthi siyababonga kakhulu labo asebehambe lendlela ende, but lamuhla what we can say is that the senior kingship Tonga Royal House of King Magali at Tembe has now dedicated itself to straighten up or to iron up everything which might have been crooked or did not go straight, because everybody which is good in it was very much happy to say, Tongaland, here it is. Here is the senior house. We also thank very much those abakwaziyo ukuthi babe bazama to spread a propaganda about Tongaland. And those who tried very much to convert incwadi ethile bazama uzenza to suit them. But unfortunately, we have already collected those books. They no longer match with the 2013 books, whereby some have requested others to alter the books so that it should suit them. And some have even altered the maps, of which it was a game done because we already had those maps before. We had already had those maps before, like that the South African Tonga in South Africa is just a disputed boundary of Maputa, chiefdom 1879 to 1890. They haven't got a boundary in South Africa, and they've got no chieftains in South Africa. So the history which I'm going to relate is the first, which I've already related, is the first-hand information, a founded information which is not twisted or forced, as I have seen and I have heard our kingship history of Tongaland being twisted and to suit those who are not part of Tongaland. And I also thank very much all those who tried very hard to twist and forced and presented propaganda, as I've already stated, about Tongaland, the senior royal house kingship of King Makal and Kosi, Tongaland, Northern Natal, and Tongaland Transvaal. Other people should learn to respect other people's property and boundaries. And we, as Tongas, we are no longer going to be quiet about Tongaland as homeland any longer. We have been quiet for a very long time. People have been doing as they wish, forgetting that we are present. And actually, what I can only say is that the chiefs within the boundary of Tongaland, ayevele khona madala ngaphansi kwe-Nkovukeni. They are still present. They were appointed by Nkovukeni. They are still present. And they are recognized by Kokta, which were appointed by the Senior House Kingdom. The chiefs, which were appointed both Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Northwest, appointed by the Senior House, they are still present. They have been appointed by Kokta. It's so simple saying, Tongaland has been there before other kingships were there, and all the structures which they formulated is the Tsonga structures, is not their kingship. I would like to emphasize that more on activities like Amaganu. Amaganu asungulwa eNkovukeni. And to inform you, igama elithi mgani uTembe, shuthi Tembe. uTembe uqobo lwakhe. Igama lakhe kwangumgani. Of which we still have ekhaya amagama abo angumgani. Ingane as we speak ezingumgani ubaba omncane besebizwe ngomgani ebebizwe ngoTembe omdala. Sinomgani abaningi abasekhaya as we speak again. Nalabo who have taken the surname sokuthi umgani bakhona. Omgani abaTembe bazalwe eNkovukeni. Nabo bonke oNcamane. uNcamane ngumntana engwenya uMabhaqeni Jome khona lesithi abakwaNtuli. Kodwa uNtuli lona oseTongaland owabekwa kwaba inkosi. Nabo bonke abanye sibona. Le mcimbi esinayo esibiza ngesithonga, that is why sithi umthayi. Umthayi igama lesithonga elisho umcimbi, the celebration of amagama. Akekho omunye nalo celebration. According to the record, umthayi is being recorded in 1504. That umthayi was already being practiced eNkovukeni. Yasungulwa ngumganu lobutshwala balesihlahla base kubiza kuthiwa lesihlahla ngumgano uTembe enkuvukeni kwaba khona ke lo mcimbi ngoma ukuba abanye ngoba phela umcimbi ngaba nayo igama le celebration ya which has been there all the Tongas abagcinanga lapha phinde sasungula no tshwala Zulu besundu which is a palm tree beer we do have it buyaziwa kuthiwa ubusulu igama lapha igama lesithonga phela sithi ubusulu igama lesithonga asigcinanga lapho sigcina sasungula umcimbi womhlanga abaphume emhlangeni phela ngamathonga nokuba nabanye sebathanda ukuthi bathi baphume emhlangeni abaphume emhlangeni size senze lo mcimbi womhlanga ngamathonga lamathonga ke sinendlela esenza ngayo lo mcimbi esuthi womhlanga lowlands umhlanga wentombi kodwa okuhle engibonile kwenziwa ngayo lo mcimbi womgano akusindlela okufanele kwenziwa ngeke sisho kodwa utwenziwa kanjani sikufihlile angeke sikusho umhlanga lo kuthiwa umhlanga wentombi angeke sisho ukuthi wenziwa kanjani umhlanga ngeke sufihlile ngisho noma sesupractice ngoma ngendlela yopractice awusiyo uma usupractice wathini uyobona ukuthi upractice wathini ngoma uma upractice lezi zinto ungayisungulanga uvelela ngamashwa uvela amashwa sinomcimbi wemvubu owethu thina Amatonga abawenzi ke ngoma bazi kwenziwa kanjani lo mcimbi wemvubu uyingozanyana kodwa kungakho bengakwazi ukwenza wenza kanye ngonyaka sinomcimbi wesihlalo the Tsonga or the Tonga kingship royal seat isihlalo samakhosi lesi asebuthonga angeke sisho ukuthi wenziwa kanjani isihlalo but isihlalo siya-checkwa every year engangokusho ukuthi lesihlalo ohlale kuso sisakufanele yini uma singakufanele you move out ngoma sona awuhlali kulesihlalo ngaphandle kokukhonjwa zinyandazulu ukhonjwa zinyandazulu yizo eyikhomba ozohlala esihlalweni ikakhulukazi lesihlalo zikhomba lowo osuke eyinkosana yesizwe the first born child of the king ubizwa kuthiwa inkosana yesizwe uyena oba ingwenyama ngokulanda ngoma kusho ukuthi leso sizwe sisuke sinenhlanhla yokuthi kuzibulwe ngenkosana inkosana ke yobukhosi iba yinye azibi imbili yile esikivele xa ukuthi ivela kubani kodwa umuntu wesilisa unezibukulo linye awabi mabili ukuthi uyithole kuphi izibulo lesizwe leso akunambandela lezi ezinye inkosana uma kunamakhosikazi amaningi inkosana zomama kusiza inkosana zesizwe ngesithonga ke inkosana zomama ngoma inkosana zingaba nazo zibe 10 kodwa yinye yesizwe yokuqala nqa ngesithonga ke ingwenyama ungwelanyama sinje Kosi Bay ubese eshiya indawo leli okuba iphakelo lobukhosi lobungwenyama ubungwenyama buba nephakelo kusho ukuthi there is one big land beside amakhosi ayanikezela bese kusala indawo eyi1 lapha esithi idlela ndongeni ngeswati lale ngwenyama yilapho ebeka khona amakhosana alabo mama kusho ukuthi ngesithonga izwe liphathwa ngamakhosana lase Tongaland namakhosazana usho ukuthi nje ngesithonga kithi ukuphatha it was both, is both female and male. It does not discriminate. Amakhosazana yaphatha. Athola ke iphakelo lengwenyama. Athola iphakelo lengwenyama. Okusho ukuthi ngesithonga I want to make it very much asinazi induna sinamakhosana namakhosazana. We don't have induna. We don't. Sinamakhosana namakhosazana. Uma kungahle kube kuthiwa kunenduna khonto engahambi kahle. Amakhosana aphi uma ekhona. So amakhosana ayemanje yilawo ezalwa ingwenyama kuphela. Ngo-1200 bephethwe yibo. Bese sibuya kumakhosi. Amakhosi, they were all related to the kingship. Kwakungomzala, kungobani, ngoba ngizobeka nje isibonelo. Inhlobo zamakhosi thina esinazo zimbili. Sinamakhosana esithi namakhosi esithi ithandwa sikaTembe. Bese siba namakhosi esithi izethenjwa zikaTembe. Enkuvukeni. Izethenjwa zikaTembe yiwo onke lawo makhosi ayethembekile ebungwenyameni sikuthiwa izethenjwa. Lawo makhosi ayengenabo kodwa ubukhosi uTembe waseyabeka ikakhulukazi la ebaleke kwezinye indawo. Athi uma efika eNorthern KZN amukelwa. Is documented. Njengobani, njengoMabaso Sikhala wafika wayeqhamba eMangwaneni wamemukela isithandwa sikaTembe, wathandwa uTembe waba inkosi. Sinonyawo, unyawo isithandwa sikaTembe wethiwa ngale phakathi eSwazini esuke eMalawi samemukela. Ngakho ke isithandwa sikaTembe uyinkosi manje umuntu wathandwa uTembe. Sina inkosi uma landela weqhamuka kwaZulu samemukela wayekhona ukhona. Sinenkosi uMabaso naye samemukela. Okusho ukuthi sinamanye amakhosi okwamanje both Northern Natal, Tongaland, Northern Natal and Tongaland Transvaal. Let me first start with Northern Natal. Angakabekwa ehlalweni ngoma anqaba ukumukela i-administration from KwaZulu, especially kwakune madlanyana eyinikwe leyo incentives bawanqaba bathi ngeke bathathe until ingwenyama uTembe ibuyele esihlalweni sayo lapha amangisi athatha khona izwe ngoma alikakabuyi. Okusho ukuthi namanje lawo makhosi asahleli ngaphandle alindile. Ngiyawazi noba ngeke ngwazi onke kodwa ngiyazi ngoba bengiwabona efika njalo ekhaya ezofuna ubukhosi bawo nase Transvaal. Ngiyawazi befika as the last homeland being granted aba ekhona lawo makhosi. To such an extent to show that Amatonga, the Tonga is having the largest land and the largest kingdom. It's when you do an estimation ukuthi izwe njengoba libanzi kanje ngobani lamakhosi amaningi aseJohannesburg, Pretoria aya endaweni enkulu. Le ndawo zingamaplaza asena amakhosi. Ngamakhosi Amatonga ayelapha according to jurisdiction. Okusho ukuthi uma estimation saw onke lamakhosi angahle bekhona, there'll be almost 500. That is a big number. We accepted as the Tonga within the Tongaland jurisdiction nabanye amakhosi who were not the Tongas. They are present for today, but unfortunately kunamakhosi lamhla sayishaya isifuba athi anezwe eTongaland. Kodwa forgetting that their forefathers were silent seekers in Tongaland. Bebengesiyo ndawo kodwa incwadi siyakusho ukuthi they were silent seekers, the migrant kings and the migrant chiefs. Ngoma kuthi kungahamba labo abasuke behlonishiwe kuphela cishe izulwane ezintathu laba abakhona abasanalo ulwazi sebeyishaya isifuba sebajibo bangasazi ukuthi indlunkulu yabo yangempela enkulu yiyipi ehlonishwayo ngokwezwe. Njengoba lamuhla silithola izwe selikulesi simo elikuso, okusho ukuthi ubukhosi abupheli, it remains there for the rest of its life. Ubukhosi abufi, noma ungazama ukubulala labo bantu kwabukhosi aqondene nobukhosi, kodwa ubukhosi njengegama will remain there. The title is not going to shy away. Kungakho nje ade lokhu bekhuluma laba ade bekhuluma basizile kakhulu ngoba bebekhuluma ngobukhosi, ngoma lesihlalo asifi ngoma ungathini. Kungadala ukuthi nombani uma ungekho. I remember this year omunye uhlangana noBayethe uthi hey Bayethe, awazi lapha eGauteng uma ungekho ngithi mina yimi ingwenyama. Ngathi hayi kulungile uma usho njalo, athi kodwa hey uma sukhona kube nzima ngabe kusasho. It's because legama lesihlalo angeke usishaye, asishayeki, it will remain being there, waiting for the right minute, second, ukuthi sibe reinstall again as it was. Engakusho nje ngathi in 1961 uhulumeni wabamhlophe wazama ukusi-evicta ke eKosi Bay Real Crawl, bakha lokubiza kuthiwa i-wild trust noma bezemvelo. But okuhla bezemvelo nokuba bakwenza lokho okwamanje sekunosimangaliso. Amathuna negodlo nje abantu abagada isigodlo abakwangubani basekhona nalamuhla nakulonyaka bebesho ukuthi sigadile isigodlo asindawo. Niyobuya nini sihlale siya ke siyolala esigodlweni, inkinga yikho nokuba ngabe senjani la ngizalelwe khona. Okusho ukuthi i-wild life wild trust yenza into enhle because they did give the picture ukuthi balikhuluma iqiniso bathi cha thina safica kunengwenyama eKosi Bay. Here it is.
Nkovukeni addressed the community detailing the history of Nkovukeni and the origins of the Tonga people. He expressed his gratitude about the construction of the hub. Sometimes you do work unaware that you are working for the nation. We used to hold meetings underneath a tree, and now we have this very beautiful hub, which we are very grateful for. We thank all partnerships that has made this possible. There was an ululation, clapping and cheering when the local women were part of a sewing machine beneficiary training program, showcased their garments by hosting fashion show. Children from Nkovukeni Primary School were stars of the show. The traditional dancing group put on an amazing performance that thoroughly entertained everyone present.
Bayethe, they are the one who made it now. Yes. I'm the one. So iqiniso liyavela ekugcineni. Ngibonga kakhulu inabasekhabo mama ngwenyama bakwaZulu. Ngiyabonga imdlunkulu amalume nendlovukazi kwabile. Ngiyambonga kakhulu ngokukwazi ukuthi bekwazi ukureceive nabantwana bonke besilo. Ngiyababonga amalume ukusho no lena ingwenyama khona siyamazi. Umsebenzi omkhulu ke abawenzile nomsebenzi ngiyazi ukuthi umcimbi wakhosta imali enkulu, kodwa babenza umcimbi ungangabo kufanele kubona. Ngibonga nabonke abafundisi babekhona nezikoti zonke zaNongoma. Ngiyibonga ezazikhona abafika bonke. The Tax Association, both Gauteng and Durban. Ngiyabonga kakhulu ngokuthi babekhona nabo to witness this day. Elenzeka, I think that was 11 February last year. No, February 2024. Cishe ngathi amakhosi sengwabalile nokuba ngingabalanga onke, kodwa azwile ukuthi cha na akhona. Ngathi ngabonga, anginayo list okulandelayo. I will announce the list amakhosi eseLimpopo ukuthi na amakhosi nawo they are appointed, of which they are I'm having a full support from them, having a full support from the Mpumalanga, full support from Northwest, Amatonga onke. Sicela unity ukuthi ibe khona, and engakusho ukuthi kukhona okudinga sicacise kakhulu. Uyabona kuya nokulimaleka ngesikhathi esikhona. The Tsonga people, they are South Africans people. They are South African with their very big homeland. They are not foreigners. Let me repeat this again. The Tonga people in South Africa, under the kingship of Kovugeni Makali Tembe, they are not foreigners in their land in South Africa. They are the aborigines of South Africa. And nawo onke amakhosi, they are the aborigines in South Africa. Ngike Bayethe wabona mhlambe a little bit of clips lapho babizwe khona ngamakwerekwere, of which I am not pleased about it. I will not recommend it. And the whole Zonga nation is not happy about it. Ukuthi babizeke ekhaya ngalo magama. It should stop. It should stop really. If within the Republic of South Africa everybody is having a freedom of movement. Ngicela ukuthi izizwe siyazazi khona zihloniphane ukuze nathi sikwazi ukubahlonipha. Ngoma thina asikakwazi sakwenza lokho. And on the not only izizwe ezimbala sonke cela kuhloniphana njengani Amatonga, the Tsongas and the Shangaan, we respect them. Actually, this should come to our understanding ukuthi there is no word called Tsonga Shangaan. There is nothing. There is no double barrel of the ethnic groups. No. The Tsongas will remain being Tsongas because we have been here before 1100, just ngamatonga. Asikaze saba ngamashangaan. Amashangaan is another group, not Tongas. Because uma khuluma ngama-Tsongas, they speak their language. It's an official language in the Republic. Ama-Shangaan, they're also speaking isiTsonga, meaning so clearly that there are a subgroup within the Tsonga people. So they cannot call themselves Tsonga and this side Shangaan. No, they can't call themselves like that. Cela nje ukuthi uhlanganweni kahle sibe isizwe kahle sinye sibumbane sizozwana sibe sizwe esiyaphambili. angeke sikhulume ke okuningi but nje ukwazisa nokwazi ukuthi silesi sizwe. Angeke mhlambe ngiyabekisa uye England bese mase ngife England bese njengoba ngithonga bese ngithi Amatonga England Amatonga English. Okay, there's nothing called Tonga English. And again kufanele kwazeke ukuthi uma ngikhuluma isiZulu ngisikhuluma ngoma ngisifundile naso, nesingisi ngiyasikhuluma, nesithonga ngiyasikhuluma la ngafika khona. But my father osisi bami bonke obhuti bami bonke anginokuncane bekwazi ukuthi bakhuluma isithonga, they speak isithonga. It's just that I was on my mother's side most of the time learning, kodwa akusho ukuthi angisizwa, ngiyasizwa ngiyasikhuluma. Ngenzela ukubekisa la ukuthi amathonga lawa asakhuluma mhlambe isiZulu does not mean bangamaZulu. Uma ngikhuluma isingisi akusho ukuthi ngingisi. Uma ukhuluma iChina njengoba amaChina manje asafundisa isithonga, sizothi lama China ngamathonga. We can't say it's because basifundile bafikile basifunda. They are now teachers. That is how it goes. I mean to say people should know their roots. And they should be proud it's Tonga, South African. That is what they should be proud of daily. And I, as requested by the former king here in Pretoria, we are requesting all the Tongas all in South Africa to teach Tsonga language in all the schools in Tsonga language boundary, so that it can be back as before, because now it is being written. Njengoba sesiqalile asiqhubeke njalo bonke bakwazi njalo kusikhuluma besifunde. It's a simple language, it's not a difficult language. Engingakusho ngathi okwamanje I've spoken something which is a mouthful. Okulandelayo ilapho izinto mhlambe sesiyobe siyicana ke kahle. Today it was just an introduction of which I believe everybody who is a Tonga angabuza ngesikhathi efuna, noma ke before abuze adike more lapha angakwazi ukudinga khona. And I'd like to make it clear that Tsonga is an umbrella name. Ngaphansi kwesonga we've got a number of dialects, Tsonga dialects, but lesithonga isona si umbrella. Ukhona amaronga, I see the Tsonga. Amaronga, I see the Tongas. I language which you speak Tsonga, abanye basho kwi dialect it's isikonde. We're picking the Sikonde. Isikonde which abanye bathi Tembe. We've got different dialects. There are more than 20. As more than 20, that means we're big. We are big. Our ethnic group is so big in such a manner that we've got others in Mozambique, others in Zimbabwe, others in Botswana. We've got others in America, which is a very big group, Brazil. Most of those people who are the Brazilians are the Tongas from Kosi Bay. They were sold from Kosi Bay. Here is a proof. Here is a proof. And Amatonga, of course, that's Tongas in New Zealand. All the people in New Zealand are Tongas. They were not white. They were not that color. It's because kwabanama intermarriages, the English intermarriages. Wasekuvela ke lapho. La ubona nje lokuthiwa i-black, ekuthiwa i-black band, le yeraphi ngamathonga le.
All blacks.
All blacks, they're all Tongas. Obabonayo lapha ku TV or the rock nabo ngamathonga lawo. In New Zealand, the aborigines of New Zealand ngamathonga onke. The Tsongas of Tonga in Caribbean, those are Tsongas from Kosi Bay. The 200 islands, Kuma Caribbeans, which has been occupied by the Tsongas, they are from Kosi Bay. So we are a big nation, and we are a very old nation. And those, how did they arrive there? They were colonized. Because according to the statement which I've got from the book, which was written at Amsterdam Bayethe by David Forbes, the doctor, oyingane zakhe izizukulwane ses4 owamanje ses5 esikhona, still bangodoctor bonke. I've got lo, ngiyazi kwakhe ngiyabazi nabo, but the old one angeke ngimazi. That is here is written, page 231. David Forbes from Bayethe, Amsterdam, in 1866 August, on the 3rd, he reached the homestead of the chief of the Maputa Tongas, that was Chief Nozingil in Mozambique, north of Maputa River. That was north of Maputa River, not in Tongaland. David Forbes wanted to see the Maputo River. David Forbes noted that the Portuguese had no claims to the southern side of Maputo River, where Ngwenya Maputa Kabongwane was the ruler of the Tembe Tongas in Tongaland. Clean, very much clean. The Mozambique got no power. A Kosi Bay. Ngingumzukulu wawo lo uBhukuda ngeke. Ngekho omnye umzukulu, akekho umuntu oxhuma ngapha ayoba umzukulu kweindawo, cha. Uma khuluma eNkovukeni, khuluma ngalabo zulu abazalwa eNkovukeni, noma ngizalwa eNkovukeni, kodwa eNkovukeni. More than that, they say on the one of the Mjegela's wife of the Portuguese descendant, she told Forbes that he had been in Mozambique when they sold Tonga's people and sent many in Brazil in 1866. 1866. It was the time when they were being sold. Thousands and thousands of Tongas were sold to all these countries. But we remained powerful as we are for today. Angibonge kakhulu ukuthola lethuba ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthi kube khona engu-ayinayo ukuze kuzwakale kungaphinde kube nesimo lapha bethi nithuleleni nabakhona abantu bedlala ngobukhosi bebenza konke abakuthandayo. Asithulile, sikhona. Asithulile. Ngizocela bonke abazalwa Mgwenyamini uMagali bakhulume ngomgwenyama babume. Cela onke amathonga azalwa amakhosini, wonke amakhosi akhulume and support each other. Yilokho engikucelayo. Bayethe.
Kosi Bay. You know, I've written a lot of things that are all of interest to me. So, but I just want to take it soft a bit so the viewers can also digest something and drink water. Just give us a bit of history of Kosi Bay. And I'm hoping this will also link to what you've just said, that your people are one of the first to cross the Zambezi coming down.
Right.
And when the Europeans, and of course contact with the Asians has long been there. When the Europeans came, they seem to have found your people.
Yes.
Link it, and also maybe just make mention of, and other things that are related, because then I'm going to come. I just want to ask you about the elephant park,
Right.
and of course the Smangaliso nature reserve.
Right.
the St. Lucia, those are places that are of your heritage.
Bayethe.
And they must bear your name.
Bayethe.
Because this renaming process of South Africa has been one of them. It's a battleground and it's a crime scene. And I call it a crime scene because we are losing an opportunity to let people know, things being named St. Lucia as if Mahoshi Amatonga are teng, and we know they are there. Just tell us when you made your first encounter in Kosi Bay.
Bayethe. About Kosi Bay, I'll start with the name Kosi Bay. Kosi Bay was named by Vasco da Gama when he was sailing from Portugal right up to the east. So when he was sailing, he crossed Durban, but he did not stop at Durban because the bay is just on the shore of the sea. You can see it where it ends. But when they reached Kosi Bay, there was an inlet to the sea. Then they stopped, Vasco da Gama, they stopped, then they walked to find out that how is this a bay getting to the land. So when they were approaching the bay, they first saw the Tsonga ancient fish traps, the scientific fish traps, which were already constructed on the 6th of January, 1498. Then Vasco da Gama with these people, they moved because they knew that there must be people when they see such a construction. Luckily, the Kovgen is next to the bay. They reached the Tembe, the senior Tembe, Royal Cross, that is Kovgen, of which it was where they settled. And when they came there, they found that King Tembe was still alive. And Vasco da Gama, he named it the Kosi Bay. It's not Kosi Bay, it's Kosi Bay. In writing here it is written King's Bay. Written King's Bay. And that King's Bay, it was founded in its notes when the University of Cape Town first wrote a history book of the Tsonga, of the black people. It is called the South African Tribe. That is the name of the book. It is where Kosi Bay is being explained. And the Tonga fish traps were constructed by the king. That was according to our history. They represented the king. Each Tonga fish trap represented the number of a king. If there will be another king, another fish trap would be built, constructed. That would mean when you count the fish traps, it should be according to the number of kings. The fish traps which belongs to the kingship, we know them. I can show you here. They are here. That is king who, that is king who, that is king who. If maybe one fish trap has been given to maybe two kings, I will tell you that there were 3 or 2 kings according to their succession, which were given these Tonga fish traps. That they are still there. That is our title deed that the kingship was there. It's the only title deed we've got, no other title deed of the Tonga people. And according to our arrival. When counting around about 1250, or 1652. Yeah, there's 1498 to 1652 during the arrival of Jan van Riebeeck. Before they met the Khoisan. So it's a difference of 144 years. Tonga people met the whites. So it's giving very much clear that Kosi Bay was the first to meet the whites. Because you cannot force history, can't force it. And for today, that pattern of constructing according to the number of kings, it has been lost. People go there and do what they like, which is not according to the kingship. That is how Kosi Bay has been. And at Kosi Bay in Kovugeni, there are 22 kings' graves. There are 22 kings' graves in 3 sites. And I cannot speak about the family members. When you speak about the family members, you speak of thousands and thousands which have been buried there. They've been buried there for all these years. And beside Kosi Bay, it's at the mouth. It's a sacred place for the Tongas. It's a worship place, which was called Kuma, a lagoon, or Kuma. There is a stone which is at the lagoon, inside the bay. Sometimes it disappears, sometimes it shows up. And on top of that big stone, there is a small stone, we call it the child of the stone. There's a mother and the child. Then on the mother and the child, you cannot take them on because the seawater will all come up. That is how it used to be when we're still stationed there. When we're still stationed, we are now outside the bay because we were forced removed by the colonial government, and we were forced removed by the wildlife, which is a sad story indeed, because the king was arrested for Tongaland to move there. It's only Kosi Bay was arrested, no other person. He was arrested in the use of a helicopter, because helicopters were coming there every day to arrest us. I was young by the time. I was not arrested, but the former king, that is Wagen II, was arrested, and his sister child called Ukwababa. Ukwababa Nkonto. Ukwababa Nkonto, after being arrested, he was released, but the king was not released. He was kept there. He was a trial. He was detained without a trial for 15 years. When he came back, people were evicted. As I'm speaking, here's my brother being evicted there. Then what happened? The sad thing which happened about Nkovugeni. My sister's, my grandmother's son, after being from jail, because he was not old enough, he was still schooling, but he was protesting. Then what happened? He was released from jail, and he was being exiled to Swaziland. Then Swaziland was arrested again, because when he was they were being asked to pray in the morning at Mhlosheni School, he started saying they must bring back our land, using it together with the prayer. Then he was on that spot arrested because the whites were still running the school. And then he was deported to Switzerland. thereafter, but not when we completed school, then he was deported. Being married to the Nsibande, one Azombose, who is married to the chief's daughter. Then he went to Switzerland together with the chief's daughter. They had kids by then. Then from Switzerland, they were taken, then deported to Canada, because Canada is serving few people. They need more people to live there. It's very much cold. So he stayed in Canada until he passed away. That is now 7 years back. So after he passed away, he couldn't be repatriated to the Republic. The government did not help us until we tried very hard. So he was in the mortuary for 6 full years because he couldn't be brought back to South Africa. Until we brought him back, that is 2024. 21 December, we buried him. We buried him at Kosi Bay from Canada, flight. That is the sad part of it. But luckily, people that are still there looking after the place. And the Ngubanes, who were the first to arrive at the kraal. The Ngubanes, they were from Emangwaneni, Swaziland. Bafika kuqala lapha elona esigodlweni. They came with his aunt to marry King Mapaqeni. After marrying King Mapaqeni, 2 of the gentlemen, that is Halaf and Zlotov, stayed there looking after the gate, checking people into the king, looking after the gate, because their aunt was already there. Then eventually they got married there. They were given sites there, because they are descendants now. There are many there. They are the people who can speak more about Nkovuken, because they're still looking about Nkovuken around the area, looking there. So before others came, so they were also being very much faithful to the royal crown. That I can say at the present moment. And how did we last move out from Kovuken? In 1984. In 1984, which was a total move out from Kovuken out, because we were being pushed. Kwafakwa neilwane, kwaba khona the last wife of which was his child's wife, remained at Nkovuken Royal Crown, tried to resist, but she couldn't afford uLantulo. One day uLantulo ngoba sebephumile abantu beCrown bephumile, bagcwele lapha abanye Johannesburg, Pretoria, Witbank, Durban, because akuphunywanga lapha kamnandi. Bebelwa nobungwenyama. They used to visit us 4 times a year. They asked us whether do we still love the kingship. If you say you love the kingship, they will start beating you up. Until you say, no, I don't love the kingship, they'll stop you. But another time they will come back again. Say you still love, you said we love the kingship, we want it back, they beat us again. So we have been living that life impilo yethu yonke. Living that life impilo yethu. We have been claiming back Tongaland, as we've stated, as a whole. But even today, asikakatholi something concrete. Rather than saying, La Pretoria, my minister, oh, we have appointed you by it, but it's not right like that. The president, no. We have been sending a lot of people. And moreover, maybe about Inkovugeni. Inkovugeni had, I would say, heritage things like Imchinji, where you used to get water. It's a borehole, like a traditional borehole. It's just the fields. Our fields are the raised fields. You can still see them even now. You call them Umchinji. Strong call them Umchinji. You raise the fields, so you plant. There'll be water around. And beside all that, we had a culture of collecting fish, chasing fish inside the river, using a spear which is called a rounded one, which is called injung. You spear the fish like this. In Tsonga, we had that. Beside that, at Nkovugeni, we used to have more than 40 types of food in Tsonga. We cook more than 40 types of food, which for today I don't want to speak about it. But the Tsongas are having the richest culture in the Republic. All the fish in the river, they've got the Tsonga name. In Juluntle, Jalunjal, of which other people, they can't give the names to the fish. They can't. We gave the names to the trees. We gave the name to the trees. It was us. We were the first to eat what do they call it? Imbazo. Imbazo. They call them in English.
Prawns?
No, not the prawns. There are prawns there, but they are not prawns. The one with the hard shell used to open like this, that black.
In?
Mussels.
Mussels. Yes.
Yes. They are there to collect them. But now we're not allowed to collect them. There are dates which used to collect. And how the sea plays, it's us who knows that. And that is what is about Nkovugeni. Nkovugeni is the first lake, which is, in English they call it an estuary. They don't call it a lake. Tina Sibiza City Lake. And number two, up to the last one, which is the big one, is having the Tsonga names. Is having the Tsonga names, of which other people that are trying to grab now, or they call it in English, or now the Ismangalis is trying now to call them Lake number 1, Lake number 2. No, it's not called Lake number 1, number 2. It's calling the original name. The Nkovugeni is the one which identifies the kingship royal crown. We can't change those names. Yes, we can't change them. But they are trying very hard now. So Ngalondlela, that is also far. I can speak about Nkovugeni. Yes, the former king have claimed it under one of the king's son of King Maputa. I'm not going to speak about that for now. I still have to clarify. Yes. Is there any other question? Yes.
I've got plenty. I've got plenty.
Ask them.
Mgai, 1504.
Magal, yes, Magal. King Magal. Yeah.
Okay. In Mtai 1504.
It was when the 1504. It was when the ceremony of Mtai was recorded.
Explain it for outsiders.
Outsiders. Yes. Mtai, it's a ceremony of the Marula beer, which is done once a year. That is normally during February, March, depending on the year, sometimes April, because it might differ according each and every year, the seasons, because seasons have changed now. Then this beer, which is called Amakan, is being taken by the nation. They used to drink it, which is brewed by the king.
Oh.
Yes, the kings brew the beer
And then given to the people.
to the people.
Do you?
And then the people are instructed to what? To brew the beer again.
Oh, so it means the first one.
Yes, the first one. The first one.
The king brews it, gives it to the nation to welcome people to
yes,
say,
not,
now you can.
yes, not the whole nation, the few.
Okay.
The few.
Taste.
Yeah, the few, but secret.
Okay.
The few. And thereafter, it will be taken to the people, which is now being brewed by certain people. I don't know, I'm not going to state which people.
All right.
Yeah, because it's
Do you
secret.
know?
But it takes 6 months.
To do what?
I don't want to explain to do what,
All right,
but
it's
it takes 6 months because I don't want to tell them the secrets.
Okay.
Those who are now hijacking our ceremony and our invention. This invention is for the kingship of no other person in the world.
Okay.
No other invention. And it has got to do with the kingship. It has got to do with the king. But as a kingship secrets.
Okay.
Yes.
You are aware that every year in Palabora, the Limpopo government celebrates Marula Festival.
Yes, I'm aware now.
And they start that celebration with a ceremonial ritual. They call it Oloma Murula. Loosely translated, it Sesotho means to bite the marula tree.
Yeah.
Would you say this is an attempt to liken it to the way you've been practicing it since 1504?
Yes, it's like that because they did not practice it, and for all these years they started now doing it. But if those Tsonga people that are practicing it, it's fine. If the Tsonga people are practicing it, it's fine. They practice what is theirs.
Okay.
But now it has to be done according to the correct way. According to the correct, it's now time has come. They must know how it is being done, so that our things will be very much clean and clean. Yes, actually the government can hijack the kingship ceremony, can hijack it, and eventually, which was not started by them, because they are not Mkan. Yes, they are not Mkan.
Okay.
Yes.
So, to explain this to people who may have not missed this. So, Umkanu is Utembe.
Kanu is the name of Tembe. It was the name. Yeah.
And then them Thai celebrations are named in celebration of him.
Yes, in celebration of him. It's a celebration of the Mkan.
Okay.
The king.
So the Marula festival currently happening in modern day South Africa in Palabora.
It's a celebration. Yes.
It's actually taken from the actual celebration of King Tembe.
Yes. They're celebrating King Tembe. And other nations may never know that what they are doing, they are just actually praising and celebrating King Tembe.
Is it happening in Swaziland?
Yes, in Swaziland they do that celebration. They've asked it.
And you are also saying the
They know it.
celebrations.
Yes.
I attended one in Swaziland.
Yeah.
The Umhlanga celebrations happening in Swaziland and in KwaZulu Natal.
Yes.
Originally come from abantu bamhlanga.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
So you started the celebration because you are the Mhlanga people.
Yes.
Explain it.
The Mhlanga people, which are the Tongas, I'll say the Tongas, not specifically them. When you direct it to Tembe, you are now solely directing to the kingship.
Okay.
But we want to
Oh, okay.
Address the whole nation.
Thank you.
Yes, not the Tembe nation,
Okay.
the Tsonga nation. Yes. Tembe is not having a nation. He's having a kingship. Nguye ohlala esihlalweni se-kingship samaTsonga.
Representing the
Tsonga. It does not represent the Tembe. Once you say it's representing the Tembe, you are now separating the dialects. The Tsonga dialects, you are separating them. Ama dialect mining, there are more than 20, but umbrella is the Tsonga. Yes. So let's say if they are celebrating maybe Umhlanga. Umhlanga is also the Tsongas. They are from Mhlangeni. Yes. Whereby when they crossed the Lebombo, the river was full. Then the Tembe, the Tsonga people, they chopped the reeds, Mhlang. They made it a big ball.
Yes.
Yes, like a log. Then they rode the log. Moving down, some of the people who saw them, other Tsongas who saw them, they said, how did you arrive here? Because the river is full. They say, no, we have used these reeds to cross. Then it was where they started, the Tsonga from Mhlangeni. So it started, then they saw it, no, let's make a culture now because of that.
Oh.
They started forming that culture. Yabakhona ke culture le yomhlanga. But the culture yomhlanga, it was planned in such a manner that it's not being chopped.
Yes.
Yes, it's not being chopped. So you cannot find abazemvelo fighting us. No, they're not going to fight us because we don't chop. There's a certain method which we use to save, umhlanga. Umhlanga kithi mkhulu, so we don't chop.
Okay.
Yes.
So there are two types of people who are kings, and you made a distinction to say, in your culture, izinduna azikho, kuba izinkonyana.
Yes, kuba khona inkosana
Yes.
namakhosazana. Yes.
Makhosazana.
Yes.
So those will be what we modern day call induna.
Yes. No, other cultures.
Yes.
They've got induna.
Induna.
Yeah, Amatonga, but we've got amakhosana namakhosazana.
So this is to mean that everyone who's part of the ruling class in that royal family is related to the
Yes.
to the kings. Okay, I understand
Yeah.
this part. And of course, there are those who came because there are two types. There were those who were loved and there were those
Yes.
who were trusted.
Those are the chiefs. Yes.
The chiefs.
There are the two types of chiefs. Yes.
Others were loved, others were trusted.
Yes.
And those, amongst those, there were people who were not relatives.
Yes.
Yes, and some gotten into the nation
Yes.
and then grew big shoulders and forgot themselves
Yes.
and wanted to act as if they are superior than the nation. Explain that part.
Yes. On that part, there
Because
is
they came in as they came in as
asylum seekers,
asylum
refugees.
seekers.
Yes, asylum
Explain
seekers.
that part.
Yes. Let's say to be asylum seeker is a person who move from one country to another country, or from one boundary to another boundary, which has been designed as another nation, but not a nation within another nation. So mostly it happened during the times of war, especially during the times of Sweet and Shark. People used to run away from other places to Tongaland because Tongaland was a safe country. There were no wars. The Tongas never fought with anybody. We never fought. So we are a kingship who never fought at all. So that is why we do not have sins. of grabbing somebody's land. We don't have.
Don't have blood on your hands.
No, we don't have blood on our hands. So we're not afraid. If we say kings, we are kings. So everybody will agree to that. Because consequently, it did pay us. That means the Tsonga's kingdom, it's a holy kingdom. It's holy.
It's traced back many centuries with those kings that you mentioned.
Yes, it's holy. Holy never fought. And in such a manner that because of our holiness, the Tsongas are the loving people and more faithful to their wives and faithful to every part. It's documented 1500 or 1554, if not me. Yeah, it's 1554 again, if not mistaken, because there were writers by then. This is a special nation. The Tsongas are the people who trust other people. But the distinction which I can give is that the Tsongas are clever. Because they know very well, if you fight a person, you are creating a long-lasting hatred and an enemy. If you don't welcome other people, you are creating enemies around yourself. You are not going to be loved by people. Because when time goes on, payments is going to be done. Who is going to be paid? If I say payment, it's not because of man. I mean the glory payment. So when people ran away from their countries or from their places, they all ran to Tongaland because in Tongaland they said it's peaceful. They said in Tongaland there is no theft. Because if you steal, Tembuza is going to take care of you. Amatonga ayakwazi ukuloya. Uma uzontshontsha la. Akuntshontshwa. So that is how the country was being named, because too faithful. Then those who came to us, they came peacefully running away. They reported in Govgen. Thereafter, because they came as groups and also individuals, those in groups, they were being granted the status of being chieftains. Not but on the boundaries of Amakosana and Amakosazana. Amakhosi thina esaba abamaningi granted. But siba granted ngesikhathi so 1800. So those families have passed away. No, those who were first given, the second given, third given, or the fourth given. But the fourth given and the fifth given has not been told the actual truth that as well within Tongaland jurisdiction, how come that we received this status? So it is when they start now self-proclaiming that they are great, forgetting who is the owner of the ground and who gave you the ground. It's just like a person who will give you a field to plant maize. It's going to be that person, the first child, the second, and the third one, the fourth one will say, it is my father's field. It's just like that.
Okay.
Then actually that happened maybe during the time of disturbance, because the title of Ngolanyama, of Nkovugen, the senior Tembe house, is not 100% well in the kingship seat, according to the government. But traditionally, we are 100%. Sithi uShembe wangibeka I was there, Baba Figa, and we did not go to Shembe. Shembe predicted me, then he fought. No, Kanyana. Again, but I did not go to Kanyana. I don't know what happened, but I'm still going to go to Kanyana because they formed one day. I don't know what happened. When I asked them that, where did you get the form? They said, Ushembe dreamed it. And when I asked from Kanyana, where did you get? They said Kanyana dreamt it. Then I was very much actually surprised at what's happening. But I did go to Shembe then. A surprise, Shembe called me when I was just in. I said, bring that king to come here. Then I did go to say what you want to say. Then said, you can go. That was it. We were at Dundee. Yeah, we were at Dundee, if not mistaken. Yes.
Peaceful people.
Yes.
You are known as peaceful people.
Right.
And you are not the only ones in what we now currently call Zululand Natal.
Yeah.
And I want, for those who do not understand, there was a time in South Africa where we had Natal, we had KwaZulu, we had Tongaland. Am I correct?
No. It's Natal, Tongaland, and KwaZulu, and other areas.
In one of the maps that you show, it depicts what we currently call KwaZulu Natal as Natal, and then north of what was called Natal, it was KwaZulu.
No.
Or Zululand.
No, the north is not Zululand. The north is Tongaland Natal. Okay. For today, it's called KwaZulu Natal, meaning the whole province, the province.
It's called KwaZulu Natal.
That is the province.
Okay.
But when we come to the country of ethnic group, we've got Tongaland, Northern Natal. It's called Mkanyagute district.
Yes. Today is called Mkanyagute.
Yes, today is called Mkanyagute district, according to municipality.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. As we speak now, you are not the only ones who are not of. This is I always battle with doing this distinction.
Yes.
You are not the only ones who are in present day KwaZulu Natal who are not Zulu. You also stated it. Yes,
let me rephrase the question again. We are not the only one who is in Natal. Natal, not KwaZulu Natal. KwaZulu Natal is something we started on the 24th of April, 1994. It's when it started.
You do see why I'm battling with this. Because it's issues of protocol, correctly naming things, and while doing that, not encroach on other people's sacred lands. I'm going to attempt to ask the question again.
Yes.
In what they presently call KwaZulu Natal, the KZN province.
Yes.
You are not the only people who are not Amazulu. Did I phrase it correctly?
Yes, we are. Yes.
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 And that situation makes it difficult to accept that the whole province must be called KwaZulu.
Yes, you are quite correct, because Tongaland has never been under KwaZulu. Natal has never been under KwaZulu. We have been just separate from KwaZulu since ever. We have never been under KwaZulu, not us alone, other ethnic groups as well.
Yes.
Here is Tongaland.
Tongaland.
Yes, KwaZulu.
Yes.
Separately, because it means the British took KwaZulu, yes, and they took Tongaland. And not that we're joined, we're not joined. We're having a boundary.
Yes.
A boundary which is a physical boundary. If I say a physical boundary or political, but this is not a physical boundary.
Yes. And
it was after annexation.
Yes.
Yes.
And I see this is consistent with the other maps.
Yes.
So by 1887,
yes,
in Zululand.
Yes.
And then
18 something in Tongaland.
And you would see that between Zululand, Okay, let me put it this way. Between Natal and Tongaland, there is Zululand.
Yes.
This is what I wanted to say. So Natal was in existence even then.
Yeah.
So
Before.
Natal existed, Zululand existed, Tongaland existed.
Yes, it existed.
As we currently speak today,
Yes.
what they have made, what you guys call a travesty of justice, according to you,
Yes.
is now in our maps only Zululand and Natal exist in a province called KwaZulu Natal. But unfortunately, you say it has seemed to have swallowed Tongaland incorrectly.
Yes.
And your attempts to correct this, it's fought with animosity. Who are the people who are making it difficult when you want to tell this history?
Yes. Beside maybe answering that, let me explain this map. This map shows that Tongaland and Zululand were taken to Natal.
Yes.
Tongaland and Zululand were taken to Natal. That means Tongaland became Tongaland Natal. Zululand became Zululand Natal.
Meaning KZN.
Yes, meaning KZN.
Yes.
The N represent Tongaland.
Yes.
Yes.
But then it ends. What is the name of this river that separates?
No,
It's not separating.
it's not separating.
Okay.
What separates is the political.
Okay. Okay, this one separates.
This one separates.
Yes.
Is the Infolozi River.
Infolozi River.
Yes.
As you currently sit,
Yes.
when you want to give people your direction, they
Yes.
say, which province do you come from?
Yes, according to the province, because let me explain the provinces. The provinces included Tongaland, land of the Mtetwas, land of the Kleles, land of the Mpeles, land of the Mpeles, land of the Hlubis. These which I've mentioned, they remain being in Natal. They have remained being in Natal. That is why if we can't wrap the Natal, the N. Because if you wrap the N, that means these countries, they are now falling off. Because this is a province.
Okay.
It's not a one man's land.
Thank you.
There was an agreement that because of this demarcation, we want to make 9 provinces. How are we going to make these 9 provinces? Then it was decided. We are going to make these provinces like this. So, because as I've stated, that when you speak of Tongaland, Tongaland is the portion which you see politically, a portion of Mpumalanga, not portion of Mpumalanga, what Limpopo, portion of Northwest, is not all of it, Northwest, Gauteng, and a small portion of Orange Free State, a small portion. They all form Tongaland.
Okay.
And then, for more information, is that we did make a query to Dr. Mafumati. Dr. Mafumati, this is going to give a problem. If you separate Tongaland into 6 provinces, we said in 20 years' time to come, people with more knowledge, they'll be gone by that time. People that are going to treat provinces as countries, we're trying to run away from them. Then Dr. Mafumati answered to us in a letter, said, these are not political boundaries, are municipal boundaries. We wrote another letter, we stated so clearly that no, after 20 years, these municipal boundaries, they are going to be treated as political because those, and they said, it might happen even to you, Dr. Mafumati, you are not going to be alive to answer this question. We said so. But
how do we solve the current problem? And what is the danger? What is it that you fear? When you explain this to the authorities, and I know you took this to certain bodies,
yes,
what do you tell them that, what are your fears? What are your fears if Natal falls off?
yes,
The province is named.
yes, yes. Our fears is that a political map, a self-governing state is going to fall off, which is the only one in the Republic, because we are the only one having it. And two, if you do like that, then you'll be dividing Tongaland country, or taking our piece of land, give it to other ethnic groups.
Okay.
Of which that land, it is where the first Tonga royal crawl, where it started, it is there. Other crawls such as Mfohlane, Chosin is there. Other crawls such as Ndabayengwe is there. Other crawls such as Lunguza Masulumane is there. Other crawl which is there is Tonga, that's Pongola. It was being dwelt by Chief Marshal Edna Sprat and Tonga, that is Pongola. In the magistrate court is written Tonga, the town Tonga. They've scrapped it these few days. It's no longer there.
So Tonga
is the very same Tonga in Pongola. Yes. The chief was still present. The graves are still there of the Mashalel. So it's going to take away all that. The sugar mill is still Tonga. Then what we see, South Africa, each and every nation should have its belongingness. If someone wants property from another ethnic group, no, okay. It does not work like that. And three, you cannot take our chiefs to add them to your chiefs.
Okay.
You can't. And with their cross. And remind you, these chiefs, they are our relatives. They are the kingship's relatives. You can't say you are going to grab other people's relatives to be yours. No, it does not happen like that. We are not going to allow it. Yes.
If this reaches a stalemate, meaning that both parties are not happy with the name change, and a suggestion, whether a compromise or just another strategy, they say, what if we add Tongaland as the 10th province?
It was proposed long ago by Jackson and Tembe. Jackson and Tembe proposed that several times. That the Tonga nation, it was because of what we are saying today. Because this is not a new story, it's an old story.
Because they knew something like this would happen.
Yes, it did happen during the time of Sibumdebele. Then there was a deputation which we took to Pietermaritzburg with a delegation of 10 people, where we signed it at Apasford Bidutief. I'm not going to say who signed that, who made that delegation, but it was made by one of the kings. It's a king, it's a nearby king. He made it. We took it to Sibumdebele. Sibumdebele stopped it. Said no. And as Sibumdebele said, this is going to cause a lot of talking, because another nation cannot be assimilated by another nation.
Okay.
At all.
A short question.
Yes.
Hoping for a short answer. If they say have Tongaland province, and then they can have KwaZulu Natal, they can have KwaZulu province, will that be a compromise for you? Will that be happy?
Can you please repeat the question?
If they say they are going ahead to have KwaZulu province,
yes,
they give you Tongaland
Yes.
province.
Yes.
Is that a happy environment for you?
That is what we have stated.
Okay.
That is what we have stated because we say Tongaland, Northern Colonial, was formerly under, according to the map, I did not bring it. Oh, it's here, but I did not show it. It's under Transvaal province. There are 4 provinces in Transvaal, but the Tonga province from Tuba to it's under the Transvaal, which was never ever under Natal.
For the young ones to remind them,
Yes.
the Transvaal province was Northwest province, Limpopo province, Gauteng.
Yes.
You say the 4th one would have been Tongaland.
You mean
What we used to call Transvaal province.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a province on its own. And then now it's separated into Mpumalanga,
yeah, Mpumalanga.
Limpopo,
Yes.
Gauteng,
Yes.
Northwest.
Yes.
You are saying you should be recognized because you were also under.
Yes.
So in fact, the mistake was done many times, including when they separated Transvaal province into 4 provinces. They should have included yourselves.
No, not like that. The provinces were the white provinces.
Yes,
Yes.
there were 4: Orange Free
Yes.
State,
Orange Free State, Natal.
Cape Colony.
Yes.
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 But I'm
therefore.
saying in 94,
Yes.
the Transvaal province, which was the biggest, I assume,
Yes.
had to split into 4.
Yes.
Northwest, Gauteng, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga.
Yes.
Originally, it was called Northern Province and Eastern Province, right?
Yes.
But when they were doing this, they should have also included you, because
Yeah.
you insist that you were under Transvaal.
Yes.
Okay, so meaning that you should have gotten yourself as a province when these ones were given provinces.
Yes.
Okay.
We were supposed to put, that is our request, we were supposed to put the northern, the Kanyagut, northern Tongaland, northern Tongaland to Mpumalanga. That is what we requested. We did not oppose that, but we said that they should be placed because we were under administration.
Okay.
We have opposed the administration 2 times. Here's a document through Pretoria that no, we have now grown, we do have educated people, take away the province of, take away the portion to Mpumalanga and to the Transvaal, to the Transvaal. And there was, they accepted it.
Who is currently supporting your?
All the old songers. The old songers.
There's an organization called Bachangana Matsonga Aihlanganeni.
Yes.
Have they supported your?
At the present moment, I cannot speak about that.
Okay.
Yes.
And which other, for lack of a better word, I'm going to call entities, other bodies or other royal families who seem to agree with what you are proposing, who have come forward to? Because it's a very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
People think when Isilo speaks something, if I oppose it, it means I'm disrespecting the royal house. So I'm saying it understanding that people might now start being afraid of opposing it. So who is in support with you?
Concerning the support, we will say we cannot specify individuals.
Okay.
All the Tsonga people.
Okay.
Not individuals.
Is it a coincidence that they are, like you said, you are not the only ones, but you seem to be the only ones who are seen to be opposing?
No, I'm not the only one. There are, but I cannot make mention of
Others.
them now. Yes,
Okay.
but there are many.
Okay.
There are many because they've got their own countries.
Okay.
They are going to speak for themselves. They'll come here and speak for themselves.
Okay.
We are just speaking for the Tsonga nation.
Okay.
Yes.
if this happens, or I don't want to say lose, I don't want to say if you lose this, because already you gave what is a best compromise for you is to have your own province.
Not our own province.
Yes.
Not our own province.
Your own nation.
Yeah, but if it needs to be like that,
yes,
it can be like that because there was a proposal made by.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
If things don't go the way you planned,
yes.
What are the other compromises? Meaning that if you lose this, maybe we will take this. I just want this scenario to be painted so people understand.
Yes. I'm
asking, I'm asking this deliberately for people to understand that the situation that you are at now is a forced situation because the wrongs were done many years ago.
Yes.
Your nation has been wronged many years ago. So I'm saying, as it stands now, it looks like we are going to be wronged again. Do you draw the line of we can't allow this, but if this happens, then we'll be able to take this?
Yes, before maybe I can answer in that part. Wrongs were made, but they were rectified.
Okay.
Because we were the last homeland to be given.
Okay.
That means it was rectified. Wrongs were done, but in 1961, Britain gave the Tongas independence in South Africa. That was correct. We have done. They've done it. Tongaland, if I say Tongaland, I mean the old Tsongas. Maybe let me give a much better clarity. Because from Tuba upwards, it was the Transvaal. When Britain, when the Transvaal, the Boers, Verwoerd, wanted to have a seaport at Kosi Bay and Sandwich, then the English, they start colonizing southern Tongaland.
Oh.
Yeah, where in all, that portion is southern Tongaland. This Limpopo is the northern Tongaland.
Okay.
Then, when referring to the province of Natal, Tongaland became northern Natal. Now, because there is the provinces now of 1994, Tongaland remained to be the northern KZN called Mkanyabut. So, yes, municipality. Then it is where you find Tongaland now was not, Tongaland South was not joined. It was joined before. Everything was okay. It's okay. We want it to continue to be okay. That is how it's where we stand. Ngoma.
Yes.
Actually, let me give this very much clearly. Time has come ukuthi okwalahlekayo kulahlwa ilaba abagangayo becolonizer beannexa bezonke into. What is done on the left should take place on the right.
Okay.
Meaning to say uma khona ababuyiselwe nathi as Tsongas asibuyiselwe okwethu because we still fall under the very same trap. Colonized, annexed, and actually our nation was destroyed like any other.
So, you do know who are these perpetrators? Do you know who are these people who, because the land must be returned, corrections must be made, people who have wronged you must return. First off, do you know who are these people who have taken the land away from?
The perpetrators, it was Sir Charles Renard Sanders, who I was young to Mashitela, on the side of the northern Tongaland, that is northern KZN. So as in 1887, Sir Charles Reynolds Sanders was selected to proceed to Tongaland and ratify a treaty between the natives of the country, that is Tongaland, and the British government. In 1888, he was appointed again, that is Charles Reynolds Sanders, by Britain government to define the boundaries between Zululand and Tongaland. So the boundaries between Zululand and Tongaland were defined, and that is why we are having a separation between these two lands.
So that person had power at the time.
Yes.
To draw what currently we could call it, like the IEC demarcations of municipalities and stuff, but he carried more power to even take away your land.
Yes, he had more power because he was the one who was to point everything, because our land, that is Tongaland and Northern Natal, was grabbed from the Transvaal, that is from the, actually it was under Transvaal by then, grabbed from the Boers. Oh. So eventually the Boers were denied the access to the seaport, that is Kosi Bay, where they wanted to establish a seaport, as well as at St. Lucia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are here in current day South Africa because of most of us are victims of this colonial conquest and and stuff. What tokens, what kind of tokens did they give for recognition? I know now they give certificates, and you've got a token of your leadership as Inkosi, traditionally and culturally. What kind of things did these oppressors give you to hold on to?
Yes, the kind of tokens which we are having are the maps which were drawn to be Tongaland, Northern Natal, and also Tongaland, Transvaal. Another token which we are having beside the maps, we are having the token of being recognized in South African history syllabus, whereby it started from grade. There were no grades by that time. It started from standard 7 up to standard 10. We learned about Tongaland. What included beside in history, we also have literatures, short stories, and also poems. Ubuhle beTongaland, ubuhle bamachibi aseTongaland, uzinitha ezweni lamaTonga, uTembuza esibayeni samaTonga. Those are something which is concrete, which is were given. Besides that, Tongaland was recognized 15 times in a South African official South African yearbook. In that South African official yearbook, that was from 1889 to 19. At presently, that is 1989 to 1990. 1990 is something which is just recently.
Yes.
So the official yearbook, here it is, where it states that Tongaland and Zululand, that is 1887, Zululand and Tongaland were proclaimed British territory. Then if these two territories were proclaimed British territory, that means each and every land was proclaimed differently.
All right.
That is how we were recognized.
So in modern day, they give certificate, and there are few kings in South Africa as we speak who are recognized.
Yes.
I just want to check, in the previous days, what was the recognition like? Were you given a token, a physical token, Were you given a crown? Were you given a mace? Were you given a stick
Yes.
by the British, who were the colonizers at the time? What did they give the previous
Yes,
kings?
in a case of colonizing the country was first colonized, then there was an official stick. It's a bronze stick,
Okay.
which was given to those countries which were taken by Britain. Tongaland is one of the countries which was given that stick. And furthermore, beside the stick, we were also given a coin which proved that we did attend the arrival of King George. So we do have as well that coin which proves that when Tongaland was made to form South Africa, to form part of South Africa, there were negotiations at Petersburg. At Petersburg, it is where they were issued during the arrival of King George.
Yeah. Okay, so let me understand. So, amongst other kings, if you could remember, please just state other kings who had those sticks. They were given by the King of England, I would assume.
Yes.
You had your own, so meaning you were recognized as a king as well.
Yes.
When the new dispensation came, the other kings, even though they knew who you were, they did not assist in correcting that that injustice of yourself not being one of the recognized kings of South Africa, because it looks like there are certain kings who are recognized and you are not one of them, even though previously you were recognized.
Yes, I would say the other kings did come in, although to assist, although it's difficult to make mention of them because things have changed. As things have changed, one of the kings, which I can make mention of, the Zulu king did assist. Here is a statement that was on the appeal made by His Majesty, the King of the Zulus, on the 17th of October 2005 in Durban, was that the government of the day must restore all the traditional kingdoms by removing all the wrongs that were committed by the successive colonial governments. The Zulu at the senior Zulu royal house have done that to Tongaland senior kingship royal house of Kosi Bay of Tongaland is therefore one of an ideal victims whose kingdoms requires the very much needed restoration. Tongaland has been recognized 15 times, as I have stated, but the king which did come in, it was the king of the Zulus. I was there as well. And other kings who did come, I cannot make mention of, but I can make mention of one, that is King Sopusa.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, King Sopusa is the one who helped a lot. Is the one who helped a lot of the Tsonga peace because we had the ties together with King Sopusa for several years.
I want to understand something talking about King Sopusa. I don't know which Sopusa is that. I just want to ask this question, maybe to give you an opportunity to answer that as well.
Yes.
When you were listing the kings who ruled, you mentioned Tembe being a twin.
Yes.
Explain that and expand it to the current situation in South Africa and the links with Swaziland.
The Tembes are highly related to the Laminis, especially the one who is related to the Lamin is the senior house of Kosi Bay, who is a twin brother, who was a twin brother to Mswati, born by Tonga. That is a twin brother of that was a twin. There was a Tembe and there was Mswati. The name Mswati It's a Tsonga name, which means cut on the face, whereby the twins were so identical in such a manner that one twin needed to be cut on the face to show the difference.
Oh.
Then in Sitong we said Answati, that means a cutting. Then they renamed Swati Dlamini, which eventually became their culture to cut the face. But at the present moment, they are not practicing it. They wanted to practice that culture, but
I do know a few who do that, and thank you for this. Ntakushi Bambu, a cultural activist, once came here and spoke about how Amaswati in Swaziland are actually part of this rich heritage and culture. And people in the comments thought he was lying.
yes.
So, just correct me. I do know Jacob Zuma carries those scars. I don't know what it's called for those who speak isiZulu, and which kind of people. Could it be related, or yours was just an incident of marking the two twins?
I wouldn't be sure about others, but the ones whom I'm dead sure are the Baglas.
Okay.
The Maputas are having that cut. They are the Swazis as well. So they still carry the culture of cutting.
And
So then Amapata, they are a big nation.
yes.
That means they've got different surnames. It might have maybe gone to other people as well, but the culture is still being practiced.
And you say, because of this historical fact of differentiating the two twin brothers,
Yes.
this Ukswata, it came from there.
Yes.
You made mention of your nation being the biggest, if not one of the biggest. And you said the argument is proven by 900 to 1,000 surnames that links you that links the nation to see how big the nation is. And I suppose if we start now to count those surnames, the episode would be over even before you finish.
Yes.
What are the common surnames that you find in popular culture in South Africa that you'd say, those are our surnames, those are our surnames? Any names in particular of famous people that you can recall?
Famous people?
Yes.
It's quite a lot of famous people, although not prepared for that. But
those on top of your head.
I will call out those who have been famous. We've got one who have visited. We have visited Bayethe at home. Mm-hmm. That is Shilowa. Bazima Shilowa is one of us. He has been very much popular. Mm-hmm. And which one can I say? Most of the, I would say some of the Tembes. There was one Tembe who was in Parliament. Mm-hmm. He was in Parliament. It's popular. He was popular, but he passed on. Yes.
Comrade Jackson Mthembu?
There's Comrade Jackson Mthembu, one of us. I used to be with him sometimes.
Okay.
Yes. I think there are many others whom I might not remember now, okay. But there are those who are popular.
All right.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Especially in Limpopo, Gauteng.
Yes.
Yes, especially Limpopo, Gauteng. Yes.
All right. No, thank you very much. So I'll make an attempt to draw the list if I can find it. And for the record, it's not the list that he gave me. It will be the list that I would have found on the internet. But in closing, what message do you want to close this episode with? And we hope for great things to come.
When closing, I'm requesting that the nation should unify and be together, and they must love themselves as being the nation like any other ethnic groups. They should actually go for more education to be enlightened nation concerning education. They must be knowledgeable, because knowledge is power. Without knowledge, education or knowledge, you're not going to have power. You are not going to understand who you are. And I request that Tsonga people should try to learn more about our kingships, our chieftaincies, and the nation as a whole, in order that they should know where they belong. And I request that what is pride for the nation is a pride for all of the Tsonga nation. I will request just the Tonga nation to be more vocal about themselves. And I will request them to do good things. They shouldn't be labeled as a nation who are acting very much badly to other people. They should be very much good indeed. And I would like the nation to walk tall and be proud that because of the present day situation where is seemingly everything to be distorted, they must focus on what is going on the Tsonga people, and they shouldn't actually be discouraged by people who are calling them kwerekweres. They are not kwerekweres. If they are present, they must know that they are having their own motherland, which is Tongaland. They are still having the Tsonga king, which the whites have tried very hard to destroy. We didn't get destroyed as the nation is there. If the Tsonga chiefs have been appointed, if Tsonga language has been recognized as one of the official languages, if the Tsonga people have been recognized to be Tsonga language, if recognized at school, that means we are very much proud of our existence and of our country. Then I will request the Tsonga people to know that wherever they are, whereby I've made mention of these provinces, that Tonga was formed by these provinces, especially Transvaal. They should know that is their homeland. And again, I will also going to request that in South Africa, the ethnic groups should try to welcome each other, not try to actually separate the nation, separate the country with our differences, because we do differ according to our ethnicity. We cannot shy away from that. Our language, again, it differs. But if it needs to be going back to where we belong, it should take place, but in a correct way. Other people who normally speak, they say, inkomo ziyazi esibayeni sazo. Ngicela ukuthi nani nazi ukuthi esibayeni senu sikuphi. And I was very much disappointed that it was 2024 when I've seen on the TV the Tongas in Brazil. They all wanted to go to Kosi Bay, but they couldn't go to Kosi Bay. They wanted to see their roots. As the Tongas did not have a royal crawl, which is going to accommodate those people, they end up taking a flight to Australia, which was not good indeed. And I'm still sad because I've seen this on the TV happening. They say, who's going to call us home? We're going home now to visit where we originated. Then, because of the intermarriages and what the former governments have done to us, it's a sin which I don't know how are they going to wrap it, because is there to every nation which is it's a Tsonga. I still call all the Tsongas in the world. I think our government, which is the present government, can take this into consideration. Our crawl in Govern was a big crawl, which was finally destroyed in 1984, to be rebuilt, because we are seeing other king's crawls being rebuilt, but ours is not rebuilt. And where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? Because seemingly the truth is not being followed and revealed. And a country cannot be a country with lies. A country will only be a country if it tells the truth. And we believe the government is having more power to reconstruct it, because it was being destroyed by the government, although it was not the present government. If one government collapses, the other government takes over. If it takes over, so the responsibility stays with the present government. That is all what I can say so far, that please do as much as we have recognized us so much, it is not enough. Please recognize our identity, that is the kingship and our royal crawl. Bayethe.
Bengicela, with your permission, Bayethe, to squeeze one question, because I know Bayongshaya, if I don't ask this question.
Yes.
For many years, we've been told that you cannot have a Tsonga king in South Africa because it should be in Mozambique. And they say the Constitutional Court, when they dismissed the Numalo family as Shangaan king, it was confirmation that we do not have the royals of Tsonga, Batsonga, and Shangaan in South Africa. What do you feel about the attempt from the Numalo family from Bushbuck Ridge, Mpumalanga, attempted to become the kings in South Africa?
You know, ngiyabonga kakhulu. Okokuqala ngizocela nje ukuthi bakwazi ukuhlukanisa. There is no Tsonga Shangaan. The Tsongas is an old nation, as I've stated, which have been there before 1100. We are having our crowd in South Africa, and we are also having our seniorship in South Africa. That is the Kosi Bay and others which I've mentioned. As one Pongolo, one Piriti Amatonga, njalo njalo zikhuphuke ziphezulu up to Lebombo. So I think their application did not match the requirement, because a requirement was just one. One, you should have a political map. Do they have a political map? Two, do they have a language? The language which they are speaking, bakhuluma language amaTsonga, abakwa amashangaan, abana language yabo. So they don't have. And when they came in Mozambique, they came in Mozambique as from Soshangane Wanongoma with their leader. Amatonga. So you cannot, along the way, you change to be Tongas. They change because they want to change because they're living with the Tongas. They speak our language. The food which they're eating is the Tonga food. So as a result, they can't, at the end of the day, Besebeti Banama, they've got a Tsonga. They can have a Shangaan, angazi kuphi mhlawumbe ke kwaNongoma, where lapha based. They are still there. And angeke ngazi kakhulu ngolwazi enginalo, indlu engiye ngiyithole khona ngoba iyona ikwaNongoma, ukuthi in what position I cannot tell. angeke vele bona bekwazi ukuthi bangathola ingwenyama futhi eSouth Africa ngoba eSouth Africa ngamaTonga angeke bakwazi ukuthi bese over Amatonga they get their kingship, and even if they squeeze it with the name Tsonga Shangan is not happening.
So do you recognize that Shangas do exist, but under the Tsonga?
Under the Tsonga.
Thank you very much.
So akukho okunye ongahle kube siyabathanda bakhona banathi ayikho into esingayisho sebakhona bakhuluma ulimi lwethu. We can't drive them away from our language like any other person. Let me make a typical example. Angeke ngiye England bese ngifike England ngithi hey King Charles hayi sesingama English Tsonga manje ngakho nje uma singama English Tsonga hey let's have our own king now lapha England. It becomes an insult to that particular nation because Tsonga it's a purified nation. Uma suqala manje ngoma kuqale nje lona kuqale ubani lo lapha eLimpopo waqala wazama ukuformisha legazi esuke eMozambique. Nakhona eMozambique wayengesiyo ingwenyana. It might have a chieftaincy, but that chieftaincy is good enough if sim recognizing as we have recognized other people. So ngalo ndlela you can't start as a chief. Tomorrow you change to be a king. You don't grow. It's not a school where in a school you start being a teacher, then you come in HOD, come a deputy HOD, you eventually become a principal. So there's no such hierarchy of course. And mhlawumbe okunye engakusho abaneliswe yilokho abanakho nathi sineliswa yilokho esinakho asikangaze isine house ya applyela okunye ukuthi ilokho it did not change, but we have seen abanye bazama impela uqhuma befikele lapha kuba iTsonga kingship. Solo kwathi inhlo according to a document inye ayikazi yabambili ngolanyama moya, and okufanele mhlambe bakhumbuze iLimpopo province is named after uTembe, uluvombo Tembe lapha eLebombo uchief Lebombo lapha elokho ebonjeni lapha ngasemkhosi wengwa kwaTembe. So abusekho kodwa lo I don't know what happened to the family, but then iLimpopo yase ngenhlanhla inemisheka after uTembe.
So the Lebombo Mountains are named after him.
Yes, and eventually the province named after.
And the river.
Yes, in the river. Yes.
Okay, no, Bayethe.
And that is it.
Politically incorrect. I think we've got an audience. My audience, we've covered everything. Can I close?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Machine politically incorrect. It's been a long one, and I don't want to stretch it further than I've gotten. I'm just happy that he finally came, and if you want to disagree with him, this is where the comments line help. Just do it respectfully, because the more we degrade our guests, the more we show disrespect in our disagreement, the more these dignitaries avoid coming to our podcast. Put forward what you think. If you are supporting, do support in the spirit of uniting African people that we also disagree with. Let us not lose ourselves as African people. Machine political court, let me leave it at that. That is it.
Right.
Thank you. Regent.